All right, so we're back. So normally what I usually do when I'm creating a program is just as I build, I just run it in bits just to make sure that everything is fine. So while I post the video and sorry in the previous video we've so far built we've created a representation of bank. So I tried running this just to print um I tried running print bank. You're just trying to print the first element within the bank just so that everything is working properly. So Control S, Control B, up and running. We meet our very first error. It's saying so when you look here, it's saying syntax error. Leading zeros in decimal integer literals are not permitted. Use prefix for octal integers. So it's telling us that when we're trying to use decimal numbers that we haven't leading zeros before, it's not permitted because in Python numbers with leading zeros are considered to be in base 8 and not in base 10. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to convert this to a string. I'm just going to say I'm going to convert this to a string. Sorry. Um, yes as well. So now we won't have that issue. So just Control S. Let's try to build again and see. Okay, another error. Okay, so it says we have another invalid syntax. Wow, interesting. So all right, so we placed a comma within the number as if it's a string and it isn't. So since it's an integer, we can't have that. All right, contrast. Although there are ways to format integers in Python, but since that's not what we are here for, let's forget about that. So let's try to build again. Control S, Control B. All right, interesting. Another error. Say account name is not defined. So seriously, guys, the reason I'm doing this is to show you how on normal circumstances you could also like this kind of things happen, like especially saying considering the fact I've not really written a Python program in a while. So I think this is kind of allowed in JavaScript but not in Python. So this has to also be a string here, account name, because what Python is saying here is that account name is not defined. Python is considering account name as some defined value and it's trying to reference and find it, and it's not finding it. So let's convert this to string, and also this account number is also going to have to be a string. Account balance also. So let's do that. All right, all of this have to be strings. All right, so I think when we run this now, everything should be fine. Control B. All right, so we have our first value. So what we did is we say that we should print bank 0. This is the first element within the bank, which is a dictionary containing this information. This is the first value in our bank, right? The first account in our bank system. So far so good. Everything is working fine now. So I want to so the next thing normally by default, what most people do when they're writing program, or let me say what I do when I'm writing program is first I always start with the function main, and this is going to serve as the entry point of my program, and I'll just write something like this pass. So and then I'll start thinking of all the functions I'm going to need in the program, assuming this is just going to be a normal just function, a procedural based program, not an object oriented kind of program. So this is the entry point. So when we go back to our drawing board and look at this, we see that then we can start to think what do we intend to do? We intend to be able to deposit money, withdraw money, transfer funds, check balance, transfer money or check, and then checking balance. So these are all different tasks, and it will make sense to create a function that will represent each one of them. But then if we try to look a little bit deeper, we'll see something like a very interesting concept. Look at this deposit money. What does deposit money really means? That is, add money to a certain account, right? Since we don't really have the real cash we're going to deposit into a real account, what this really represents is adding more money into a certain bank account, right? Or to be more precise, crediting a bank account. And then withdraw money just means debiting a bank account. Transferring funds also is just crediting one bank account and debiting the other, right? And then checking balance means just printing out the value of balance. So you see, we could represent all of these functions, all of these various tasks as functions. So we could have one function called def deposit. Um, so have we'll have deposit funds, right? Deposit, withdraw, transfer, deposit funds. For now, we'll just do this pass. Then the next function def withdraw funds, right? So this is something I just do normally. It's not like you have to do it. I'm just trying to show you my own thought process when creating a program. So def withdraw funds, and then def transfer funds. So if you look at it also clearly, there's something that's very important. The concept of debiting and crediting. So in all of these functions, what we're really trying to do is either remove money from from a certain account or credit to another account. So it also be a good idea if we create def credit account, right? And then def debit account. So these functions are going to we're going to use this in all of these remaining functions because we're going to have to either credit a certain account or debit a certain account. So if we look at this now, um, the credit account function will probably have to take in the parameter of account number. Obviously, this is the account number we want to credit or the account number we want to debit, and also it will also have to take in an amount parameter, right? So you want to credit a certain account number with how much, right? So we'll be expecting a parameter of what account number, right? And then we'll also be expecting to pass in a certain amount, the amount we want to remove, right? So we want to add to the account, right? So then for debiting also the same rule applies. Account number, so we'll have to have a certain account number that we want to debit, then also a certain amount that we want to debit, right? So you see, so far our program is coming together. All right, I think we still have more time. um right, so what we would like to do, so I think let's start with depositing funds. Let's start with representing what depositing fund really means. So we want to deposit funds. We want to deposit the funds, that is, we want to deposit money into a certain account number, right? So we'll also have to take um account number and then amount, right? So we want to deposit a certain amount into a certain account number. So, and deposition basically means what? It means crediting, right? So and if you think of this, this really is just a representation of, okay, let's say you leave your house, you go to the bank with a certain amount of money in your hand and you want to deposit it into another bank account. So in this section, I don't think we need to perform any check like whether the person's account balance is up to a certain amount or anything. In this case, we just want to add more money into someone's account. That's for the account number here. So what we're going to do is what we're going to do is we'll have to call the credit account, and then we'll have to pass in the account number with the amount. So we're going to call the credit account function, and then we'll pass in the account number and then the amount. So so let's see, what will the credit account do? The credit account will have to get the account number from the bank, and then it will have to then increase the account balance, right? So let's look at how to do that here. So what I want to do is try to find the account number here that matches the account number that was specified in our program, sorry, as our parameter, right? So we could then, since this is a list, we could go through the items and then find the account number. So we could just do a simple iteration of the list. So you can say for account in bank, so we could say if account if account if account underscore number is exactly equals to account underscore number, then what? To make it a little bit clearer, let's call this target account number so that it will not be confusing. Target account number, right? So so this is the simplest, this is the simplest version. So what we are saying is that we are looking through the bank, through all the items within the bank, since the bank is a list, and then we're saying for each of the items, since we know that it's a dictionary, now we're referencing the key, which is account number. Then we are saying that we are comparing with our target account number. If they match, so we're going to compare with target account number, and if they match, what we want to do is what? Credit that account. We want to credit that account with what? If they match, then want to credit the account with the amount of money that we have. So we'll now say what? We credit the account balance with the money that we're adding. So we can also account 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 underscore balance plus equals to amount, right? So we're saying that for the account balance, we should add and then save. We should add more. We should add this amount into the account. All right. So this is going to be our representation of creating a specific account. So what we want to do is we want to tell the user um whether the transaction was successful or not. So after creating, we want to return true. So but if we finish the iteration here of the account numbers and then we couldn't find any account number matching the information, we should return false. All right, let's save this. So so far what we've done is define what crediting an account really means, and basically in the simple sense it just means taking money and adding it into a certain bank account. So I think I'm going to pause the video here and we'll continue in our next video. Thank you for watching.